And like my mum was a ballerina growing up, so I think she wanted a ballerina daughter.
Yep.
She got me.
She could afford a daughter?
She got me.
How much battery do you have left?
I had none by the end of the season. And like something had to give, and it wasn't the football.
Yep.
It wasn't my work. I was failing my uni.
Yep.
And I didn't have time for home. And then I wasn't loving footy.
Yes.
And then everything was just coming down around me, and I was just in a very dark space, and like there was no support.
Why is Kemp?
That's where I got dacked.
Here we go.
Got the little dack. Just there. And then they're trying to pull me up, and I'm trying to pull my pants up.
You're like, leave me alone.
I want to be a full-time athlete.
Yep.
But at the moment, I'm really happy with how league is supporting women, but it needs to grow.
Yes.
It was a massive jump from being, I think it was 5K was the base pay for women for rugby for the Super W season.
Right.
And 30K is the base pay for women in league.
Yeah, wow.
So that's a huge jump. And I'm a big believer in what you can see, you can be.
Yeah.
And like so great for the younger generations now of being able to see they can have a career in sports.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in this universe. Hello, welcome to Mind Mace, episode 1 with our incredible guest, Grace Kemp, the dual code superstar of Canberra and Australia. And we've got here as well Nick with us.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank
Exciting
you.
for the first step.
I know, how exciting. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
How are you feeling after last night?
Tired.
Yeah.
Very tired.
Yeah, the awards.
Yeah, very smashed. No drinking.
You look
but
gorgeous. The
thank you.
makeup by Jackie.
Yes.
I know Jackie, she's amazing.
She painted my face and I just felt beautiful the whole night.
You look so good. And the dress.
Oh, everything just came together. I actually missed my hair appointment yesterday morning.
Yep.
I thought it was at 11. It was at 10. So I had a little meltdown. And then I went and I had a look online at who does hair in Canberra.
That's the good thing about Canberra. Yep, get onto it. Community's onto it.
Yes.
I think they just jump right through.
Instagram tagged. I was trying to find people, but
Good
everything came
catch.
together. I was really happy at the end. So
Well,
yeah.
how did we win any awards?
I didn't. The girls did.
Yes.
It was really cool to watch. It was amazing. We went into this massive room at the National Convention Centre.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
It was huge.
Yes.
All the lighting, everything was green. It was really cool.
Very on brand.
Yeah.
How many were there, you'd say? Was it a big event?
It was a massive event. So we had the men's team, women's, all of our sponsors, Jersey Flag,
Yep.
New South Wales Cup boys.
Right.
And then, I think there are a few members there too, which was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, thanks for coming in after such a big night.
It's okay.
You made
Love
it.
being here, yes.
But you said it earlier. You what time you got there? You left by 11:30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you got
home by 11:30. I didn't want to take my makeup off. I was like, oh.
I know that feeling. And if you're like, oh, can you just stay on till the morning, please?
Yes. I was like, I just want to feel this pretty forever.
I know. But
The
no,
lashes.
for skin purposes. As a skin therapist, no.
I washed it off. It's
Good.
fine. Yeah. I did 3 cleansers and wiped it off.
You look glowing.
Thanks. My eyes just aren't it though.
From all the...
Yeah.
Did you rub away?
Yeah, I tried.
What do you use,
There's some
oil
glue
base?
in there. I used toner.
Oh, be careful.
Yeah.
Maybe use a more of an oil-based cleanser. Or
I'll
just
have to try it
remove...
tonight.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send you
try it.
anything you need.
Okay, beautiful.
I'll let you know.
I'll always just hit you up now.
Yeah, anything with skin, makeup,
Because
let me
it's
know.
really not me. Makeup's but now I love makeup and I'm I want to wear it
It's
all the
fun.
time. But it is.
And then when you get into it, you're like, oh, this is so much fun. I love being able to create and then becoming it. You either. I'd love the natural, but then I also love going out and creating some really fun looks. It's
when she was doing my makeup, she was like, do you want to go full glam or do you want to go soft? And I'm like, go all out.
I love that.
Just do whatever you want to do.
Was that your first time doing a heavy glam, you'd say?
Well, my mum usually does my makeup. She
Oh.
was a makeup artist. But
Convenient.
yes, very good to have on hand.
Yeah.
Love mum. But I've never had that full-on glam before. So I felt like,
Would you do it again?
yes,
Yes.
once you go glam, you never go back.
I feel you. And then
Yeah.
I do get a bit after knowing with skin and I guess
Yeah.
studying science, the skin of science, and just knowing the dermal aspect of that, I then realized very quickly.
So I won't do glam all the time. Save my skin.
Oh no, it's
Was it good?
It's fine. It's more
Okay.
about how like the prep and the aftercare.
Okay.
So how you look after your skin.
Maybe I need to learn the afters.
Yes, if you got the aftercare down pat, you're fine.
Yeah. And I have like a whole lot of fake tan on and I'm just like feeling bronzed.
No, enjoy it. Don't
Glowing.
ever stop glam.
Yeah.
No.
It needs
Keep
to
doing
stay.
you. No,
Yeah.
no. We can just aftercare it and we'll be all
Yeah,
good.
Need to learn.
Oh my goodness. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about diverting from that into more the deeper aspects, I guess, and more of your upbringing.
Yeah.
And you are a proud Wiradjuri woman.
Yes.
So would like to get into that. What, with your heritage and your upbringing and how that influenced you?
So my dad's side of the family,
Yeah.
very proud Wiradjuri.
Yeah.
My mum's side's Scottish, so that's where I get the red hair, pale
Right.
skin, like, yeah. So two totally different sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a really great upbringing. My dad's a police officer. So I was born in Goulburn. We lived out in Tarago, and then moved to Harden when my dad was born.
Yep. And then he played for the Devils?
Yeah, the
Nice.
Red Devils. So yeah, I've been around footy my whole life.
Yep.
Um,
So that
always-
was like what ignited.
yeah, I wanted to be my dad. Like he was just
That's
who I
so
looked
adorable.
up to.
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I
That's
just
adorable. Yes, and
Yeah.
I think having that role model there for you really cemented what you wanted to do in the future.
Yeah.
Do you think that was something like you went on the field or like on the sides and you're watching, you're like, this is what I want to do?
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw dad playing. My older brother played. He doesn't play sport anymore.
Right. You took over.
Yeah, kind of pushed him out of the way.
Sorry. Is he younger or older?
Older.
Older. Okay.
Yeah. So my younger brother, he plays basketball.
All right.
He's my
a
height.
mixture of
and he's
athletes.
12.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's a tall boy,
Okay.
still growing. Yeah,
They do go. Yes.
yes, he's really tall. So hoping he plays for like the NBA or something,
Yep.
just so I can be like, yeah, that's my brother. But he doesn't like coming to the football and watching, so
Oh really? It's not his
Yeah.
thing.
it's not his thing.
Yeah.
He's too cool for me.
That's what they do. I mean,
It's sad though. Like when he was younger, he always wanted to be around me, and now he's like, no, I'm too cool. I'm 12. I'm like,
sorry, you just don't cut it
yeah,
for me.
I'm not cool enough
Move
anymore.
along, please.
It's fine. But yeah, he
Sorry, he'll catch on and he'll realize how cool you are.
Yeah, hopefully one day.
One day. That's all right.
One day.
Give us the validation.
His friends think I'm cool, which is nice. He came into Raiders when I signed, and my coach like passed the footy with him, gave him like some Raiders t-shirts, and he thought that was the coolest thing. But his sister playing for the Raiders, that's not it.
He was like, that just doesn't.
Told
Yeah,
me.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like brushes it off.
Yeah, I'm not his favorite anymore. It's fine.
And he's going through that stage of his life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really changing. Yeah, it's sad, but
growing up. And then,
yeah.
were you really
can't-
close?
We were.
Yeah.
I think we still kind of are.
Yeah. But it's like at that time where you're busy, you're kind of in a different journey of
Yeah.
your life. And
Yeah.
it happens with friends, with family, with life, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have such a big age gap between us.
What's the gap?
10 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like,
That does even like 5 years makes a difference.
yeah.
Imagine double that. Yeah. It makes a big, especially when you're in your 20s now, 22,
Yeah.
and then he's
like 12.
Yeah.
But I've always seen him as so much more mature.
Yeah. It's an old soul.
But he's really not.
I love that you hype him up and then he's like, yeah, like my sister, cool.
I'm not cool to him
Not
anymore.
that, yeah, whatever. But, at least you're
Yeah.
hyping him up still.
Yeah, it's fine. I love him. I'll always be in his corner.
Oh. Did you play sports together? Like, were you in your early sports of involvement with that? Did you play with your brother? Or?
I played basketball, so I feel like he's wearing all of my kit now, which is he probably doesn't tell his friends that.
Maybe that's what it is. And he's just holding on to that. He's like, I just need to hide.
He's like, I'm my own person. This is for me. I'm like, that's my shirt. Those are my shorts.
Yes.
We have the same size foot.
What size are you?
I'm size 12 women's.
I'm 11.
We love that.
Except I'm not as tall as you. I'm only 170 centimeters.
That's still a tall
Born
gal.
to be a clown. Hey?
Tall gal. Still a tall gal.
Like medium-ish. But something happened. I was,
Good
yeah.
platforms. You've got good platforms.
I am grounded.
You are.
And
we love a grounded gal.
Good balance.
Yes.
Balance is all about balance. Yes.
All about the balance.
So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
And you played basketball, you said.
Yeah.
And then, so run me through the evolution of what sports you started to where you got to footy, or did you kind of mix it all up? And
I've had a lot of sport.
Yes.
Through my whole life. I started in I started in ballet. Ballet was my first sport.
Wow, you
I
dance.
was a dancer.
That is very, very committed and determination and grit. And I have some ballet dancer friends and watching.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. How did you go with your foot? No,
It just wasn't it. And my mum was a ballerina growing up. So I think she wanted a ballerina daughter.
Yep.
She got me.
She could afford a daughter?
She got me.
Look, either way, they're both an art, they're both a craft. And just in a very, very
Different,
contrast.
Very different ends of the spectrum.
complete polarized worlds.
Yeah, she wanted a ballerina.
Yep.
She got a rugby player.
I mean, same.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Sure. But I mean, it's pretty good that you're able to also, dancing does help with movement and you understand your body. You start to know all those intricate bits of your body. So it does cross over when you go into sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, ballet. How long did you do that for?
I think I did it for 5 years.
Okay.
I did ballet, tap, and jazz.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then from that, sports, and then you started with the rugby.
Yes.
Yes.
So I did rugby and ballet at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best of both worlds.
You are really busy. You love being busy.
Yes.
Is this your thing?
Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I'm like, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I love it.
What
So
do you do? How do you manage it? Are you good with time management?
I'm learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips?
Do you have any tips for me?
I mean, I'm an ADHD brain, and
okay.
If I'm hyper focused,
I lose focus.
I can give you tips, I guess, from an ADHD brain, because things can get chaotic. Notes, I write down notes. I put my alarm on, or else I'm just look. I'm always late. I just got to say it. Yeah.
Me?
But I made it 4 minutes before you.
That's good.
So I had to just confess. But yeah,
it's fine.
That's my life. I am getting better. I just
we love that.
don't with my brain and how it works.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
So if I need basically a little alarm or a little just something there telling me, okay, next. Because what happens when I hyper focus in one situation or whatever task I have, that's it. I'm in it. And
there's no getting out of it.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to finish. I need to perfect this. I get into it. So that's my problem there. But I'd say, notes, alarm, and take breaks every 20 minutes.
Brain breaks.
Yes, brain breaks. I take every 20 minutes if I'm on the computer, if I need to study, if I'm writing something, if I'm writing some poetry or writing up a story or whatever it is. I just go, okay, I need to do this 20 minutes. 20 minutes brackets are really...
That's good.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, okay.
And you get like a little reboot and stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, gals.
Yeah, it's always good.
Hydrated queens.
Yeah, speaking of that, we're going to drink. Cheers to that.
I love these mugs. They're cool.
Right. Thanks. Who made these?
Yeah, the Master Flats mug. But they're designed by a friend of mine, so from Canberra.
Yes.
Absolute legend.
They are
Nick Baxter.
Cool.
I love the MF.
Because I was looking, I was like...
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you see the MF?
Yeah, I can.
I've got a Raiders mug for you too, but I didn't want to go that far.
You should have.
I'll grab it. We'll get
do?
it. Yeah. I got the
Yes.
Raiders mug. Yeah.
on brand, and you're wearing the Raiders. I mean, Nick is a big Raiders fan.
I love that.
And he's repping the Raiders jumper as well. But yes, bring that, please.
Have you seen in Best and Less the Raiders section?
No, I haven't.
I really dove into that the other day.
I did not know that existed.
I just didn't either until I walked past. I was like, hey.
In the store?
Yeah.
Oh,
they have an
wow.
NRL section.
I need to go check it out.
You do, because they have like, I bought myself a pair just because like, that is, I have a matching one.
Cute.
Mendes bugs.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I actually just modelled for Best and Less. So that's funny you said that.
You need to ask them for the NRL range.
Yeah,
for you to
I'll
model.
hit them up.
You need to model the Raiders stuff.
Oh my goodness! I'll send them this and be like, "Excuse me, we want the. I did not know. That's
I've
awesome.
got silky boxes with the Raiders logo all over them. They're very cool.
Wow.
And a matching T-shirt to wear.
Is it like a brand business contract situation, or they just what happened?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's awesome! I did
It
not
was
know.
really rogue. I just walked past. And
Yeah.
I was like,
This is the one.
hey, yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Did
So
you go in and tell them that you're a play for the Raiders? Like,
No, I just bought it like I'm a fan.
I love this so much.
I love the Raiders.
Oh, I just casual, but yeah, I love that. I need to
Yeah.
go check it out. I'll hit them up for sure.
It's really cool.
And then you, speaking, well, now that we're speaking about Raiders, but we're going to
Yeah.
go into Brumbies.
Yeah.
How did that journey go with playing for Brumbies and the challenges and the triumphs of that?
Yeah. So I've been with Brumbies since I was in schoolgirls. So when I was 15,
Yep.
played since then, and now I'm 22 and I've played every year. So I've had a massive journey with Brumbies.
Yep.
And it's had its highs and lows.
Absolutely.
But when you're not a professional athlete, you can't be expected to train like one, I feel.
Yep.
I was juggling work, uni,
Yep.
and training, and I was just burnt out.
Work-life balance.
Oh,
It's so important and so crucial. And
Yeah.
if they, at that age, you'd have to literally completely dedicate everything. And
yeah.
I guess each person has their own journey, but I think that expectation is very difficult for some people, and even different fields, even in just life as well. I've noticed with people trying to juggle as much as that, and they expected to put their 100% in every single aspect. And how much battery do you have left?
I had none by the end of the season.
Exactly.
And like something had to give, and
Yep.
it wasn't the football.
Yep.
It wasn't my work. I was failing my uni,
Yep.
and I didn't have time for home. And that was my biggest thing. Like I didn't have time to go home on the weekends or hang out with Miller, and we have 2 sausage dogs. I had no time to hang out with them.
What's their names?
Winnie and Rosie.
Winnie and Rosie?
Yeah.
Adorable. I
Yeah.
love sausage dogs. They're
One's
so
a
cute.
baby and Winnie's nearly 1 year old.
And your partner?
Yes.
Yeah, so you didn't
Or-
really get to really enjoy your relationship or just have that. You're a homebody?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I need to go home and recharge.
Yes.
And
And I just couldn't. And then I wasn't loving footy.
Yes.
And then everything was just coming down around me, and I was just in a very dark space, and like there was no support. I got a manager, and he's amazing.
Yep.
He reached out to Brumbies and asked for more support for us girls. We weren't able to use recovery because it was broken, because there was too many bodies using it. And there were different options for the whole team to use recovery. And that's a big thing as an athlete.
Absolutely.
Your body is your job. Like,
Yep.
your body's your business.
Yeah, and the pain sensitivity
Oh.
and reducing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a woman, like, you go through different stages.
yes. Every month.
Yes.
Every month you're going through that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your body is fatigued.
Your estrogen, your estrogen,
Yes.
they are always constantly, and but basically all of the happy chemicals that we produce completely get siphoned out, and then we are left with
Yeah.
nothing to just grasp whatever we've got left, and then
Yeah.
still be expected to go out there and do
Mm-hmm.
what we would normally be able to do. But I guess some people don't understand it as well. and especially in sports, because it's very, it is dominated by mainly men. So they're not going to understand or just take a moment and have a different perspective. Like, hey, okay, biologically, we should probably, this is what they actually go through.
Yeah.
Maybe let's have a look and target it and tackle it with a certain plan. So
and like there needs to be a study done.
Yep.
Of how like it can affect women in sport and
Yep.
like how their levels of strength changes and because we're training so late at night, I was just not coping.
Yeah.
Like not coping. And I'm usually so used to training late at night. But we'd end up training so late. We'd get home at like 9:15.
Right.
And then we'd be back there at 7:30 the next morning for a full day of training.
That is intense.
Yeah. And then I'd miss a whole day of work, whole day of uni.
And what was part of what they're meant to give you in the recovery package, or what was it?
I think in our CBA it was something like we weren't meant to be there from 7:30 or 8 o'clock until 4:30 or something.
Yep.
So we weren't actually meant to be there during the day, but Brumbies had worked out that because we had so many out-of-town girls that we could do a full day session.
Right.
And they got that approved by
So they're trying
RUCA.
to cluster everybody in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They worked it out well for the out-of-town girls. They got accommodation at the uni for them for like 2 nights a week to minimise travel time.
Right.
Bit safer as well.
Yeah.
Girls driving home to Wagga in Sydney at 9 o'clock at night. But it needs to be better.
And especially if, for the viewers that don't know, Australian roads at night, they are gnarly. Kangaroos,
wombats.
Literally, they can just come out at any side, and hitting a wombat and hitting a kangaroo,
goes your whole car.
it's gnarly.
Yes.
It's a write-off at some cases. But yeah, it's pretty intense. So and then especially being fatigued, tired, and then then you have to drive home for 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yeah.
At a time like there and back, it takes it out of you.
It does.
And driving isn't, yes, you're sitting there, but it's a lot of brain activity.
And if you're driving and like there would be like 4 girls in the car or something.
Yeah.
If you're driving, they're all asleep. You have nothing to like keep you awake to focus on.
No.
And you need that recovery after a session.
Yep.
Like it's so important. So then you can get up the next day and do it all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did they include recovery in the physical form? Did they give you things like, for example, like Normatec or like ice baths, or like did they ever cover that, or was that something that you had to do for the physical recovery?
We were meant to have recovery, so ice bath wise. They got us binned at the end of the kind of towards the end of the season. Kind of, we didn't really utilize them much, just because there was never access to ice.
Yeah,
to put in the bins.
It's a whole process.
Yeah,
I've done ice baths and I love them.
They're amazing.
It's also used to work. I was a technician at a wellness centre, so I used to do a lot of Normatec, cryotherapy.
Yeah.
I used to get a lot of athletes coming in.
Yeah.
And treating them.
All amazing.
Oh, they loved it, and it's so important to have that. And I'm not an athlete, but I just do that for my mental health and my health. And when I got into it's been a year and a half now that I started ice baths, and I absolutely love it. And it was out in the, it's so good. I did it in the wilderness, but I saw the process of it, and knowing how much you've got to, you have to go seek out the ice, put that through, and it's a whole process. You have to sort of have a freezer there for you, or like someone just making sure they
and you've got to have people
inventory.
willing to set it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's what women's sport need, are people that want to grow the game, want to do things.
Support.
For girls. Yeah.
Just basics.
Yeah.
Because you are, at the end of the day, you're tired and exhausted. You want to go to an establishment or a place where you can actually go and recover, not think about the process of, what I need to do, and I have to go fetch this or do that. And that's not going to be fun. And it's not even about the fun. It's you're exhausted. The last thing you want to think about is that. And then you're like, oh, whatever, I'll do it another time, whatever. And then
then you don't.
Keep brushing it off. Yeah.
Yeah. We got told to bring a ball or something to roll on to training.
Okay. I'm Sorry, I'm just like my laughs. I have to keep holding it in because it sounds absolutely ridiculous, and I have no other word. Like absolutely phenomenally ridiculous, and I'm just okay. You've gone through a lot.
I have,
But
I've seen different ends of it. I've seen women's sports grown.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Like most people, like if that was if you put this in a scenario in a job of whatever job you have out there, and if that was their job and they were being treated like that, most people would give up. They'd be like, I'm done with this.
Here's my resignation.
Literally, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
There's not that many people that will have that commitment and drive and to continue doing that. It takes a lot. If we just did a poll and just asked people, hey, if you were treated like, without giving them what it is, and if you were treated like this, what would you do? It's a no-brainer. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
But you've done amazing. You've then went ahead and, represented Australia in Rugby Union, and you've done Wallaroos. And so you've gone and really didn't really allow those moments to stop you from doing what you love.
Yeah.
And that's hats off to you for that. Well done.
Thank you.
It takes a lot. You would have been really excited to be selected for that.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
Especially like you've played, like I played sport my whole life, and to be able to pull on a green and gold jersey in a sport, it was just, and sing the national anthem. I was like, this is like goosebumps, everything.
And the energy going into that, and the representing. Oh, here we go. Look, we got it up on the screen.
That's a little throwback.
Oh wow! Look at you go.
So that was your debut.
Yeah.
How did that feel? I think you were the youngest one on the team.
Yeah. It was definitely cool being the youngest.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from the more experienced girls.
Yeah.
It was so weird being in that environment because I'd been in it since COVID. So I got selected in Aussie A's in 2019 when I was finishing year 12.
Right. That's epic.
Yeah, it was so fun. And we did like a trip to Fiji. And so I got back actually on the day of my formal. I flew home from Fiji and then I went to formal.
Yep.
So that was like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I felt like, wow, like
the adrenaline would be pumping.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Had like hair and makeup waiting for me. I slipped into my dress.
Living the dream.
Yeah. I was like, this is great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would have, that goosebumps just going in from going from college.
Yeah.
To straight onto the field. Well, you haven't even finished college yet.
Yeah, I was still going.
That's
missed
incredible.
all my tests and exams and stuff, but that was fine because I got to play rugby.
And how did you balance with the schooling, and did you find that difficult?
I went to girls' grammar for year 11 and 12.
Yep.
Travel got a bit too much for mum bringing me over.
Yep.
I think she brought me over like 4 to 5 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah, at one point.
Shout out to mum.
Yeah. Massive shout out to Mum's Uber. It was great.
What's Mum's name?
Kirsty.
Thank you, Mum Kirsty.
Yeah,
shout out to you.
Love
Kirst, we call her Kirst.
Kirst.
Yeah, I love that.
She's great.
She's been a big supporter. Your whole family have been a big supporter, really.
Yeah.
Except
for Harry.
Yeah. Oh, Harry, that's a 12-year-old. Harry. Come on, you need to. He'll catch on.
Yeah, he'll.
Sorry, we're bringing you up again.
Great.
We're not picking on you, I promise.
Sometimes.
We are not picking on you. But
much.
It's the dynamics, right?
Yeah. And I have an older brother. He's 23. Oh, 20. Yeah. 24. There's 2 years between us.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's 24.
And then there's there's a big gap there.
Yeah.
Your parents took a big break and then
had another one, so
like let's just get at it.
Yeah,
why not?
Bring another one in. Like
we're bored.
Yeah,
we've got nothing to do now. All of them growing up.
Let's shake up our lives a little bit.
Find a ballerina, maybe.
Yeah, wasn't a ballerina.
Nope.
Basketball.
There's like so much transitioning.
So much
happening, and then with your transitioning from Union to from Brumbies to Raiders.
Yeah.
And how did you how was that for you? Did you?
It was a massive,
It's huge.
massive jump for me.
Yeah.
Coming out of Brumbies, I was just broken.
Yep.
So down.
Needed a change.
yeah.
Over it.
Yeah, really looking for something new.
Yeah.
My coach Borth, he came to actually a few of our Brumbies games, and I was kind of like, no, like, I think I might stay at rugby. They've been great for me. Like, I owe them that. Like,
Yep.
But at the end of that Brumbies season, I was just like defeated.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I can. And so I spoke to my manager, and he really supported me in whatever decision I wanted to make. But yeah, just that whole 2 weeks of trying to make that decision, talking to Rugby Australia, Raiders were so supportive.
Yep.
RA were too, but they were kind of like, look, like, what are you going to do? And I got selected in that squad for the Fiji match.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, Jay, the Wallaroos coach, kind of just said to me, like, you need to make a decision. Like, are you going to stay?
Right.
Or are you going to go?
Okay. They weren't happy.
No.
Yep.
And that's fair enough. Like, but for me, I needed to do.
You got to
something
do what
for
you got to do for
myself.
yourself.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
needed
let
to
people-
put myself first.
100%.
Yeah.
Look, to anyone listening, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's more about for you what you want to do.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want to do, and you've done your fair bit of
Yeah.
commitment and work for them,
Yeah.
I think it's time for you to also try something new.
Yeah.
How are you loving it? And
I'm loving it.
yeah,
I'm so glad I took the opportunity when I did.
Yeah.
But
got to risk it to get the biscuit.
yeah.
Sometimes.
And I'm glad I grabbed that biscuit.
There you are.
Oh,
Who are you hugging?
Zahara.
Okay.
Oh,
Get out of my
there
face.
she is. There's the ballerina.
That shot.
Yeah.
That's $1 million shot. Look at that face. Wow. How do you you're fierce on the field?
Yeah, I don't like getting tackled.
And you're quite. How tall are you?
187 centimeters.
Yeah. Okay. No one's going.
They grab up there though.
Do they?
They really do.
Yep. But you do have that upper hand in the height. But other than that, yeah, I've seen. I know Mahalia as well.
Oh,
and
Mahalia is amazing.
And I've seen her, and I'm like, oh, this woman. She's the loveliest, cutest human being. But then on the field, same with
I
yourself.
don't want to go near her on the field.
She's scary.
Yeah, she is. She's a mad woman on the field.
I watch her. She's boom, glaze on. She's ready. She's a warrior.
It's like that, like
the glaze
the
goes on.
switch.
This mask, like a mask of like fierceness. I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. And then Mahalia's just shout out to her as well.
She's just it's like she flicks a switch and she's like, I don't know any of you. I don't care about any of you. I'm going to run this ball. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to get over the line. And you're just like, I'm not getting in your way.
Actually, speaking of Mahalia, I actually tried to get her on here for a special guest for this podcast, but just didn't line up. She's a busy lady.
Trainings are nuts.
Yes.
And they always change.
Yep.
Even tonight, that rogue training session that he just threw in there.
Yeah, I'm just
like,
it's very hard
go.
to.
I've got a podcast.
What did he say? Were you like,
I'm just like, forwards are done, backs get on the field.
Gotta go.
I've got more important things. Bye.
Gotta go to Mind Maze
Yes.
with Mace and Nick and talk to all about all the juicy good things.
All the juicy goss.
And
when you were deciding between Union and League, what were the draws that tipped you over to joining the Raiders?
As soon as I walked through the Raiders door, that facility is just amazing.
yeah,
They have set it up from the get-go to support men and women, and they've just made this massive facility to accommodate everyone.
shout out to them. We love
Like,
that. We love
yeah.
inclusivity.
Yes. And they've done that from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have a women's team when they built it, but it's accommodating to a women's team now.
Beautiful.
And that is...
We need that.
Yes.
Yes.
We do.
And especially for the future athletes, for the current. I mean, growing up, there was never I never thought I would be able to if I did get into sports. I stopped playing sports a long time ago.
Okay. What sport did you play?
I played soccer,
Cool.
football. Well, I call it
For the
football.
Matildas.
Oh yeah, no, not anymore.
It could have been a Matilda.
Could have been a Matilda, but yeah, I stopped playing because I just thought, or my parents as well, going Middle East, like, no, it's a waste of time. You're not going to be able to make a career out of it. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I loved it, and I played basketball as well. Played for the Dodgers and Tuggeranong. But yeah.
Wow.
But anyway,
out at Tuggers.
well, I'm not. This is a long time ago. So it was
We
when I
should
was.
start a little basketball team.
I'd be down.
We could do that.
I'd be down. Can we do that?
I think we should.
We can get Joel on. We can get
Yes. Miller.
Harry.
Harry.
Yep.
Harry's a tall boy. He's probably too cool.
Liv.
Yes.
No.
Everyone. All the tall.
And that's gonna be me, just like. Hi. They're gonna be just legs going past me, like in the Matrix. You know, when when all the bullets. Have you watched the Matrix
I
before?
haven't watched the Matrix.
Oh, there's this like the scene when all the bullets come in,
And he's like dodging them?
Dodging them. I'm gonna be like dodging legs. That's hilarious. I'll be down because I would really love to get into moving my body into sports again. I did love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just psyched myself out of it. I was like, yeah, can't make a career out of it. This is not, what am I going to do?
And I think that's what girls do though, because they don't see.
That's why I was excited to have you to speak about this, because something that a lot of women out there that would feel the same as myself, or millions that just get disheartened and feel like, what's the point? It's dominated by men. It's not going to be.
And it's daunting.
It is.
And like my rugby club, my rugby union club, the Canberra Royals, they're doing big things to support women in sport. And that's like change rooms. Like I used to get changed in the middle of a field, like chuck my jersey on over the shirt I was wearing and then do like yoga on the inside of my jersey. Like,
the makeshift. I know the change,
So like they're doing big things to make sure women are comfortable playing sport.
Yep.
And we've got women who are like 35. We've got mums coming to play.
Oh, I love that.
It's great.
And the change in the evolution of sports, it's completely changing. And you can see what happened with the Matildas and the big support of that.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, women's sports really do, will they get support? Yes, they will. Yes,
You've
yes,
just
they
got to
get
buy
down.
in.
Yeah.
Everyone watching just has to buy in. Franchises have to buy in.
Yep.
And that's what Raiders have done.
Yeah.
They've just gone full send. We're going to support you guys with everything. Like at Brumbies, I had 2 training shirts, one pair of training shorts.
Wow.
And we trained 4 times a week.
Yeah, wow.
At Raiders, I have like 3 pairs of shorts, like 3 training shirts. I'm like, which one do I wear today?
I have options now.
I have like a whole wardrobe full of Raiders kit.
And that's how it should be.
It is how it should be.
Yeah.
And especially for women.
And what you're saying is like the absolute minimal for me. Like it's just because you've been deprived from that for so long.
So exciting.
You're like, yes.
I got like this whole bag of kit and I'm like, it's Christmas. Like,
well, good on for the Raiders for being pioneers in that, in this change. This is going to be a whole new evolution of it. And I'm really excited to witness it and be able to see women be able to make careers and,
just full warning.
yeah.
I got dacked when I scored a try.
Oh, did you?
So
The first try.
yeah.
Let's see it.
But this was the first try ever at home, right?
Yes.
First Raiders
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, which was cool because I love GIO Stadium.
That would have been really cool at home.
That's where I got dacked.
Here we go.
Got the little dack. Just and then they're trying to pull me up and I'm trying to pull my pants up. Like,
You're like, leave me alone.
And now it's in the history
because
book.
the Raiders have been playing so expansive, that 2 pass.
yeah,
just
full
being
dack
able
the
to
right
deploy
way.
such a
And
big body close to the line.
G-string,
She's got a
everything
great
gone.
leg drive. Obviously,
That's
because
hot.
she comes from a
Yeah.
rugby union
Women's
background,
Women's sports.
She just
Last night it was on the screen
Oh, really?
at the Raiders thing.
Oh, part of the
And-
and the awards.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no.
I just looked at like the girls and they were all laughing.
Of course, you're going to have to see this for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
fine.
I think it's
On the
great.
highlight reel forever.
Yeah, it's great.
I
Yeah,
think it just adds that little comedic touch to it. You know,
yeah.
boom. Who ducks you?
I don't know, actually.
You're gonna find them.
They just,
We're gonna-
they weren't even in the tackle, standing
Oh.
right behind, and they just grabbed it and pulled it back. I'm like, what's that going to do?
We're gonna find them and have a chat.
Yeah.
Be like, excuse me, can
Can't
we
do that. Can't do that.
We might need to get you to on a different podcast episode. Just to,
So, like, what made you pull her pants down?
so tell us a bit more.
What was going through your head?
What were you thinking? Is this part of your tactic?
Yeah, like, did you think that was going to stop?
Is this part of the game plan?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We need
Fun
the
to, like, get in
off-season
their head.
boxing match.
Yeah.
I reckon.
I would line it up.
Yeah.
And then I could be. I'll
Push
ref-
basketball out of the way. Bring in the boxing.
I'll MC it.
Okay.
Done.
It's a deal.
I've done the most I've in boxing. I was a ring girl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I was a ring girl for a bit. So I can transition
is
from
very
ring girl to MC. I mean, which is
You should do both.
I can do both.
I think you
100%. Have a
should.
mic right there and then ready to go.
Walking
Yes.
around.
Has it been done before? Maybe.
You could be the first.
We like that.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Boxing match, basketball team.
Yeah.
What else are we creating? And
What else do we want to create right now?
we're in creative mode.
Yeah. I
Go
love
us.
that.
And then there's a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
We've but we'll start with the
We'll get the ball rolling.
what do you reckon, basketball team first?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, you know all about pressure with the you can teach us a bit, give us a bit of tips. How do you find the pressure? Speaking of pressure, how do you find the pressure with social media and the attention you get that?
So after that Roosters game,
Yeah.
I got pulled into Bortho's office and he was like, you don't want that to go to your head, like
Wow.
push it all away.
Yep.
I was kind of just like, I'm not that type of person.
Yeah. I find that was an unnecessary comment.
Yeah.
Well, it's my opinion.
Yeah. For me, I was kind of like, am I that type of person? Like I have
Maybe he was
to,
just projecting.
yeah. Maybe he just didn't know me really well. And he's just like,
Maybe
First time in the
that's what
sport.
he would do if he got in that position. Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
And then he's like, let me just tell. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand why.
Yeah. So I've banned myself from reading comments and stuff.
Right.
Um,
I can
But
see
yeah.
what he like. I guess it's a good advice if you noticed someone's behavior is, it gets to your head, or you've noticed a pattern that's happened.
yeah.
But it's very likes, comments, followers, etc. It's great. It's
Yeah.
definitely a validation to what you're doing and whatnot. But you don't need to be validated as a person.
No. And I'm not that type of person.
No.
But I need self-confidence sometimes.
Yeah,
Like, I
we all
need
do.
that. Yeah.
And I think we need to not, just really normalize that we all need validation in some sort. We also do
Yeah.
validate ourselves within, but it is okay for people to be seen, for people to be like,
Yes.
hey, you did amazing. Yeah, amazing. And I'm not saying that if you need that all the time, and if that's something that, depending on your upbringing, your childhood, maybe that you've lacked that, so some people might need that, or some people
Yeah.
just enjoy that, and that's their love language, and they need that word of affirmation.
Yes.
So if that's the case, let it be. And
I'm just like, let me
live.
I'm finding myself in league. So just let me
Let me just pop off.
let me
just
feel
enjoy
it out a bit. Yeah. Let me ride this ride. Like,
Actually, do you listen to Doja Cat much?
I love her new song,
Attention?
Devil.
The Devil,
The
yes.
Devil,
And
yes.
Attention. Attention's underrated. Highly recommend.
Okay, I will
She
listen
just
to it on my
pops
own.
off in there, and she just tells people, "Don't tell me what to do." And she's a
Yeah.
big meme. She's just likes to make fun of everything.
I saw a photo of her the other day, and she was like dressed as a devil or something.
Yeah, she's just making a meme out of everything, but
she's a vibe.
yeah, and
Yeah.
people just are buying into it. And if you know her career, she started off, moo, bitch, I'm a cow. Like that's this first song as a meme song.
Yeah.
So she's just she loves making fun of everything. But now she's, that conversation reminded me of just pop off. Let me pop off. Let me do my thing.
Yeah.
And you do you, but people
Yeah.
just like to, I guess, if they haven't been in someone's shoe, they like to either project or sometimes they think they are doing the right thing. But sometimes people just need to take a step back and let people
Yeah.
enjoy the moment.
Because otherwise you read too much into it.
Yeah.
And you're like, do you see me as that? Do other people see me as that?
And it's not normal to be
Yeah.
able, I don't recommend people going and looking into comments. And
No, some of them are. Sometimes I'm like scrolling through Instagram and I'll see something. I'll just read like a bottom comment and I'll be like, shouldn't have read that. And I just keep scrolling and I'll see something else. I'll just laugh it off. I'm just like,
I've been in the social media world for quite some time, and I had a video recently just went viral. It hit in like 4 million views, and then the comments were gnarly, but I'm just sitting there having my tea laughing. I didn't
keep commenting, babe, because this is what's making it pop off
literally
too.
That's all I was thinking, but it took me some time to get to that. It's not an easy thing, but what I had to realize is I had to work first. You have to work on yourself and know yourself really well, and know that people, one, they are either being trolls, they're projecting on you, or they literally, sometimes they've had a bad day. Sometimes it could be a child on there, because sometimes they're literally a 12, 13, 14-year-old who's just bored on their phone and they comment from a troll's account. And there's different variables of why people do it, or why people decide to just want to be mean and mess someone's day up and say horrible things. It's, for me, I look at it as like, that person, it tells me so much more about you than myself, and you don't know me, and then you've just said that. Interesting. Even if there may be truth to it and you might be triggered in some sort, that's just a point for you to then go and look in within yourself. But don't, sometimes it's good for people to say things, you go, oh, okay, why is that? Am I feeling that way?
What's making you feel this way today? Like,
exactly.
what's happened to you? Like,
why are you feeling? And usually they're either like not happy within themselves, and really, I extended empathy to those people, because in a sense of, I'm like, damn, it must be hell living up in that mind of yours. If that's what you're thinking all the time, gosh, I would hate to be living in there. So I can't imagine waking up and going, oh, that means
I'm going to ruin their day today.
Yeah,
like,
you look at your legs, look at your face.
Jealousy is such a big thing.
Yeah.
Especially...
Canberra does have an issue with that, with the poppy syndrome.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Tall poppy syndrome. They have that down to a pat, unfortunately.
You just can't let someone else be great.
No. You can be great, but then there's a certain level and they go, oh, wait, no, hold on.
If you're greater than them, it's like, sit back down.
Do good, but can't do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's like, I'm in your corner, but if you do great, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you found that in such a competitive space that you're in as well?
It's been a ride. You'll get all different girls in all different teams.
Yeah.
You'll be happy, and then you'll be like living it up, and then you'll get a comment that starts a whole comment in a team.
Right.
Yeah. So, and especially in a team sport.
Domino effect.
Yes.
Yep.
And you'll be like, it's okay for teams to have great people. Not everyone needs to be the same in a team.
Yep.
And I feel like some people sometimes do those little things behind the scenes, like they'll do the tough work on the field, but they won't get recognised for it. And I know sometimes that can build up for people. And like, they're like, I had a great game, but I didn't get recognised like that person did.
Yep.
And sometimes...
Comparison can be a big killer to growth.
Can. And to friendships and all of that.
To growth for yourself, for other people, like you said, exactly, for your friendships. And it's not a... It's to have a healthy comparison, it is okay to, and what I mean by healthy is just to be able to recognize that, okay, it may push you to do better. Okay. But work on yourself.
Yeah.
And if you do get triggered, it's usually when that trigger point, and it is okay, we all have those feelings, comparison, jealousy feelings, but when you allow for your system to be, you drive in through hate or jealousy, or and that's how you're driving your vehicle through that, and it's not going to end up in the right direction. And if anything, it stunts people growth more than anything, and relationships.
It doesn't look good.
No.
I know growing up, like coming from a small country town to an all-girls school, I started to feel that way a bit. And I kind of had to like sit myself down. Like, I went from being in under 18 girls to then being in open division women's. You go from being like the best in your age group to the youngest in a team that has girls that are better than you.
Yep.
And that's fine.
And that's when
grow and learn off them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you should always surround with people that have more knowledge than you or are but more experienced than you. And it is okay for people to know more than you.
Yeah.
This is your golden nugget moments, your golden moments to go, oh, okay, I can actually learn from this person. And I have learned so many, even in skin therapy or anything that I've learned in life, I will sit down and if I see someone a lot more experienced, I will be taking notes. This is my moment because you're getting free, literally information and skill that you can take that on and create and make it yours.
It's like free mentoring.
Exactly. Literally free,
Yeah.
100% discounted, and you're getting all of that information handed to you. So why not? I think it's perspective.
Yeah.
And how you really
you
view.
learn. You
Yes.
learn as you go. And young me
Yeah.
didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just saw green. Like sometimes I was just like, why can't I be like that? Like what makes you so special?
And that really touches as well. You went going to an all girl. I went to an all girl school.
Yeah.
I went to Marici, and you
Oh,
went
okay. Yeah.
girls grammar.
yeah.
So very similar. And I don't believe in the system of that and segregating the sexes. I think it's I think it's I don't understand why you would do that to when you're a human being trying to in your really vital time growing up, and you need to know through practice and experience
How to connect with.
the other sex
Yeah.
or just human beings, and to segregate that I think is bizarre. And I know I get people say, oh, you don't get distracted by boys, you don't get it's ridiculous.
I never got distracted by boys.
Neither.
And like
And I'm
the boys, I didn't see any boys growing up that got distracted by girls.
I'm pansexual.
Really?
So when I went to, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is more distracting. Like I was like, this is not. What are you doing? Like either way, like what? And that's part of going back to the comparison. That's why I was going to about is that when you are in a high pressure environment, and you have all these females conditioned into. You've got to be the best. You've got to have the best hair. You've got to look the best. You've got to have the best grades.
Materialistic.
Yes. You've got to have the best
Everything.
boyfriend, the best looking boyfriend, the best. That's how it was really ingrained in the private schooling or all girls school, or just even crossing over to the environment of having females, of how we have conditioned.
Yeah.
Always pitting each other. You see celebrities getting pinned against each other, or ex-girlfriends getting pinched against each other. So that comparison, and you know, as a little girl, when it just really is inherited from living in that condition.
Yeah.
So hats off to you for being able to get out of that.
Yes. It's all about learning.
Yes.
Growth.
Do you feel like it's like, like this big weight is just off your shoulder when you don't need to think about those things?
Yes. And I feel like
Free.
And to be in that space at such a young age.
Yeah.
There was a lot of learning done in a small amount of time.
Yep.
Like women's seasons aren't long.
Yes.
But when you're put in that situation with like 34 other women, I was a girl, they were women, you're just thrown in the deep end and you have to find a way yourself.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough to have great mentors. Louise Burrows was in that age group, Mac Leonard, Shelley Long. Like, I looked up to all of those ladies.
Legends, yeah.
They're all amazing.
Yep.
And all I could think about at the first training session was like, why can't I be like them?
Yep.
Why am I not like that? Why can't I be that?
And you know, you can utilize that energy, right? You feel it, and then you can transmute it into, okay, and I'm going to then go practice, go do better.
Yeah.
That is a good thing that you're thinking that, but then if you let that be the factor, the driving force, then you're not going to really get anywhere. You may get somewhere, but you won't enjoy it. You won't be able to celebrate your small wins.
Yes.
And then you'll be stuck in like,
like, why can't I be that? Oh my God.
and you may get somewhere, but then you constantly, like you just said, you won't enjoy it.
No.
So always celebrate your small wins, and you can always grow, and through practice you'll get better and better. But allow those thoughts to be your driving force to become the better version of whoever you want to be, your authentic self, and let that drive you. And
learn off.
you've
those
shown
around
that.
you.
You've shown that
Thank
through
you.
that, and you know, juggling union and league as well. So how do you do that?
I'm still learning
Yeah.
in league. I haven't actually done anything on the field to do with union.
Right.
Like my mind hasn't like snapped back to union, which is weird.
Yep.
I was very scared that I'd like pilfer a ball or like go to lay down and place the ball after I'd been tackled.
Yeah.
I was very nervous that I'd do that, but I haven't.
What? Oh, I did hear you say you got your first cauliflower ear.
Yes, at the World Cup.
Yes.
And I was very, very scared.
Yep.
And I actually asked the doctor to drain it, but he said it was too small to drain.
So is it?
It's gone now.
Gone now. Yep.
Yeah, it just went away on its own.
Okay.
But it was a scary time in my life because I was like, I cannot look like those male rugby players with those big bulging ears. That's not my life.
I've seen it. Is it painful?
Mine was.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sleep on that side, and
Yeah.
it was tiny.
Because it's inflamed and it would be
Yeah,
very,
it's
very painful.
fluid,
It's
like
literally
it's-
just a build up of that.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, coming from a skin therapist perspective,
Yeah.
that would have been like, ow.
Sometimes I just want to like go up to one of the men's players and just
like a little
feel
squeeze.
it. Like, can I touch your cauliflower?
I actually was about to just say that and be like, I've always wanted. I'm really intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Into skin and just how I'm like, I just want to know how does it feel? What does it? Like I've never asked. Does it hurt? Is it squishy? Is it
Mine
what's the
hurt.
density?
Well, mine was small, so it was
Okay.
like it was a little bit squishy, but it felt like solid, but it wasn't.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
I kind of just wanted to pop it like a pimple myself, but Doc
well,
said
I guess you can just get you wouldn't just get a needle and be able to drain it out. Oh, but
yeah, he said it was too small,
okay.
but I felt like it
Now,
was.
could you do it yourself? I mean, or is that too dangerous?
I'm just like,
Why not? Give it a go.
Yeah.
I do not condone this behavior.
next time I get one, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to video this for you.
I like for legal reasons, I do not condone anyone picking up a needle and jabbing their ear and draining it out, please. So we're not gonna do that. And
I won't do it. I'm going to do it next time.
Grace, what do you think going into pay? Because we
Yeah.
just touched base about you've told us a bit of the differences were happening, but with the overall pay and the unfair pay with females as well, do you find that's also something that has improved, or is there more room for that? How do you feel about it?
In the Wallaroo space,
Yeah.
there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
I'm in a space right now that I'm in a sport that is supporting women.
Yep.
Like it could be better. Don't get me wrong. Like I want to be a full-time athlete,
Yep.
but at the moment I'm really happy with how league is supporting women, but it needs to grow.
Yes.
But that's just from me coming from a sport that's not financially backed. So
Yep.
there's women in league that have been in the same sport and not seen as much growth.
Yep.
But yeah, for me, like it was a massive jump from being, I think it was 5K was the base pay for women for rugby for the Super W season.
Right.
And 30K
Yep.
is the base pay for women in league.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's a huge jump.
Huge.
Yeah.
And that's why you then end up going to play for multiple teams, and you need to go
Yeah.
make extra cash.
But if you
gotta
don't-
live.
yeah, if you're not supported in that sport, they can't expect you to stay.
Exactly. It's like what is 5K? That's a sprinkle.
Yeah,
What
and
i-
tax is not my friend.
No, and top of that, because
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so that's 20% on top of that, and what you expected to train, get paid the absolute. It's not even minimal. It's literally like pocket change.
Yeah, and when you're missing out on days on work,
Yeah,
you're missing out on massive weekends. Like sometimes you'd be gone for like 3 days.
family events.
Yeah.
Really memorable days. of
Life, you're missing out on life.
Yes,
sometimes.
and then seeing the discrepancies there it would be very, very disheartening. And seeing people getting more royalties than others,
yeah.
how do you feel what do you think could change? What do you think they could put in place? Has that been something has been touched on?
It's something that I think massive discussions are happening about at the
Okay.
moment, because I think they're very scared to lose more girls.
Yep.
In the union space.
Well, good. Please
They should be
start paying them more.
Yeah.
Be scared.
They're
because-
amazing athletes.
No,
like,
don't be scared.
Yeah. Be scared.
I'm like, I'm not a scary person. But yes, like I just advocate for
Yeah.
women, and I want them to be paid. I mean, not just, I'm sure anyone out there that see
Yeah.
the discrepancies would feel the same, and especially you are in the sport itself.
Yeah.
And I just see it and I get really frustrated. And I'm like, I've watched Mahali, I've watched you, and I just see how much work and time and effort you put into your craft and your passion.
Yeah. It becomes your whole life.
Literally.
And everyone around you becomes involved in that. And
Yep.
it's building and it's growing. And I think coming out of the Super W season, we had, I think it was like 5 games.
Okay.
Compared to the league season, it's 9 rounds
Yep.
plus 3 games of finals. You have stadiums that are booked for you. Some, like the double headers with the men's, like they are hyped. They are amazing. You have that support from the men's team. There's like little things like that.
Yep.
And the more support you get from the men's team, the more media you're going to get around that.
Yep.
And then the more media you get, the more attention from sponsors, from people that reach out, want to back the sport. You get third-party investors, you get more viewers. Like it's a massive ripple effect. And social media can be the backing that they need.
Yep.
But if you look at their Instagrams, you look at their pages, there's not much posted about the women. Sometimes,
I've noticed.
yeah. Or you create their own page, but it's just friends and family following.
Yep.
And you're like,
There's no hype around it.
no.
Their marketing team, if you need some hiring, like let me know. Hit us up.
Hit them
We
up.
can help you out. Like, what is going on? You know,
Yeah.
Nicky has got, he's a genius with his craft as well. So,
Yeah.
like, if you need some videography, some more marketing, like, we need to get.
You need to hype these girls up.
We do.
You need to show them to the world. Like Canberra's great at supporting them.
Yes. It just needs
But
a bit more
sometimes-
funding with
sometimes
marketing.
You need to go beyond.
Literally. Just a bit
Yeah.
more funding for the marketing.
Yeah.
Go out there. There's so many options that you can do. I can think already like 5 things on top of my head. I'm not going to give that information just like that.
Save it.
Yes.
Don't give it away for free.
No, so hit us up and let us know. But it's like I can, between Nick and I can just smash out a nice
You
little
could get
cute
them.
video and, some nice photos and nice content and a bit of captions.
Bit of this and that, and they're set.
How have you enjoyed coming over to league and becoming part of the 9 marketing sort of juggernaut? It's famous at 9 for their promos and the way they do sport, the wide world of sport and stuff. How have you found getting into that media with them? They've done a profile on you.
Yeah.
It's been really cool to see. How have you found that?
See, that was different for me. That was like we'd done media at Wallaroos with Stan, and Stan are great. Stan really hyped us up. And then coming over to league and doing stuff with Channel 9, it's like, wow. Like, yeah, that's the one.
I love that one. Yes, we're currently watching Grace's Channel 9 feature. We're currently getting the sound going. There we go.
I always wanted to play for the Wallaroos, and that was my biggest one, and I just would do anything for it. Being selected in camps and stuff, that just made my love for it grow even more, and I think having that
Run too much of the music.
Oh, yes.
Don't want to get banned.
Right.
But yeah, just
was me singing.
Just seeing that sort of
was epic.
come to the sport is really important.
Yeah. As I said before, social media is huge.
Oh, huge. And
Huge.
they need to utilize it. And with females, there's a huge support. They just need that backing and that marketing to, get them up there. It's not just going to happen on its own. To a degree, yes.
Yeah.
But overall, you need to sort of push it out there. It's a new age of women's sports coming in and really just going, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
So just show it.
And there's some amazing stories out there
Yes.
in women's sport.
Yep.
Like you have women that are mothers,
Yes.
take their kids to training,
Yep.
breastfeed on the sidelines. Like they are my idols. They are strong women.
That's heroes right there.
Yeah, but like some people don't know that they do that.
No. And showcasing that and being able to, people will be able to relate,
Yeah.
able to understand and be like, oh, okay.
So then people can be like, I can do that. They're doing it. I can do that.
Exactly.
They pick up a football, grab a basketball.
And be
soccer.
inspired.
Yeah.
And like my inner child is just like screaming of happiness of how much just seeing the Matildas and seeing how much with rugby and how just with sports in general.
Yeah.
Because I just, again, I turned an eye to it and I was like, yeah, whatever. This
It's
is
not
just
gonna go anywhere.
yeah, it's just for fun. You know, what am I
Yeah.
going to do with this? Like, where am I going to la 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 la? I'm going to have children, or maybe I'm not going to have children. That's, you know, when you're younger, you're
Yeah.
thinking about all these things. But now that when you do have these females that are doing that out there, but it needs to be showcased so people can actually feel like it is tangible.
And I'm a big believer in what you can see, you can be.
Yeah.
And like so great for the younger generations now of being able to see they can have a career in sports.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. Like I used to watch male athletes.
Yeah.
Be like I can play with them.
I'm
gonna grab a Brumbies jersey and jump on that field with them. Like
What would you say your hopes and dreams are for rugby and women in sports and yourself as well?
to be professional athletes.
Yep.
Like they train like it at the moment.
Yeah.
They travel. They don't travel like professional athletes because they're traveling to Canada and they're in like cattle class.
Yep.
Whereas the men left on the same day and went in gold class, business class on a shorter trip. Yeah, like
There's
that.
a huge discrepancy with the
Yeah.
royalties there.
Yeah.
There was also talking about the royalties even between the male and the male partners and the Wallaroos as well. There was discrepancies with that, and even their partners get a bit more royalties. Is that something that you've noticed as well?
So I've read different sides on it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they get paid more money than what women do, and they're able to financially support their girlfriends in flying over
Right.
to watch them play and stuff. And that's
Right.
how I see it. And I'm just like, we went to a World Cup last year. We had nothing.
So they
like
get paid
that.
enough to be able to fly out their partners
Yeah.
and give them first class, whereas you would be going into economy.
We were in economy. We sat at our gate. We weren't in any lounges before we left, like at airports. And that's a big thing. Like if you're traveling and you're an athlete and you've got multiple stops, you can't sleep at a gate.
No.
And that's what we were kind of expected to do most times.
I think that they need to know the context of it. It's not that you're utilizing your body. Your body is everything in it. So you need to look after it, mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
Holistically.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just, I'm just going to put a pillow and sleep on a chair
Just move your bag out of the way so I can lean
and
on
ruin
it.
my vertebrae and, and just have some... I need extra strength and conditioning after that. No, you're not going to do that. Like you're going to have, you're wanting to always protect and nurture your skin, your body.
I want to nurture my skin.
My brain is in skin mode.
Do a bit of skincare at the gate.
Yeah, just some mask, going to the toilets.
But I actually, on the flight back from World Cup, I did an eye mask on the plane.
Oh, lovely. Which one?
The Mecca one.
Oh, nice.
It's like a Mecca branded one.
Oh, I do like a good face mask.
Yeah, I just got the little eye ones.
They're very...
That was my
That was your little royalty there.
My little bougie, economy class
You feeling
moment.
royal.
Yeah.
Like, yes, look at me go.
Just finished a World Cup. Gonna put these on. Yeah.
But that's the thing with... you need to be looked after.
Yeah.
So then you're able to perform at your best self as an athlete.
Yeah.
And then seeing the Wallaroos males, we're talking about the male players' partners getting a lot more royalty, or be able to get all those royalties due to the fact of, you know, the payments and, you know, what they're able to get from that. It's ridiculous.
It's a massive jump.
It's sad to see that, and that just shows you that we need change. And that change needs to happen, or else you know you will lose players.
Yes.
And then we don't want that to happen. I think women's sports has a huge space, and it has a place, and it's going to stay, and it will thrive. And this is the start.
And I'm all for the Wallabies supporting their girlfriends.
Yeah.
And paying for them to have really nice trips and stuff. But when you look at that compared to the Wallaroos, that's what people are seeing.
Yep.
And one of my friends is a WAG.
Yes.
For Tom, her boyfriend, he's playing in the World Cup.
Yes.
In the next few months.
She gets flown first class.
I don't know if she's going first class. I hope she is. But yeah, she's flying over there to support him, and I'm all for that.
Of course.
But women need to be able to do the same thing.
It's not about, you know, if they're getting that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then you've got to balance that out.
Yeah.
And then ensure the female players also getting, so they can also be able to also fly out their partners or their friends and be able to have the same.
Like I debuted with none of my family.
That's what I mean. Like you're not able to have
afford to fly them out.
No.
I'm
Not with 5K.
No, not with that 5K.
What are you going to do? Use your Qantas points?
I don't even have Qantas points.
Mum, just the Qantas. You know, it's going to be ridiculous, and that's what I mean. If they're able to do that, it just shows that then there needs to be balance with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people would feel a lot more, you know, accepted and acknowledged and looked after.
And then you perform better.
Exactly.
It's a ripple effect.
It's mind, body and spirit.
Yes.
It's a whole, you know, especially it's a mental game. It's not just using your physical. Yeah. So you've got to ensure.
You've got to be on top of all of your games.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, everything just goes toppling down.
And Australians love winners, so the nation will get behind it too.
Yeah, when you see them winning.
When you see them winning.
Especially when we were at World Cup, we got so many more followers when we were winning. And we were coming so close to beating England, and then we lost, and then we came home, and I feel like it just went down from then. Wow. It needs to keep growing.
Yeah, and I hope it does get to a point where they see that, and I think it's a good start.
Yeah.
A very good start.
Yeah.
And on that, I wanted to thank you for coming in. I think this will be a great start for a lot of showcasing to all the females out there that this is possible.
Yes.
And it does take a lot of hard work and determination, but you know, they'll catch on, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And I also wanted to give you my token of appreciation. It's a gift.
Aww.
It's a cactus. But I wanted to make sure.
I was actually looking at that the whole time and I wanted to touch it.
Oh, you can touch it now as much as you like. Poke.
I love
it's
it.
really, I get that. It's just simple. You don't have to look after it that much or water it that much. It's
cute.
Yeah, it's very cute.
And I love the pot.
Love it. Yes, we got a little bit
cute.
of a. So that's a gift from me to you to remind us for
Thank you
this
so
podcast. Thank you.
Number one, the start.
Yeah, first app.
That's very exciting.
I know, I'm really excited. Can't wait to launch this, get it up and going.
So exciting.
And good luck on the weekend.
Good luck
for
for
big game to get
it's a must-win,
back in the top 4.
Yes.
Final game of the season.
In the Gold Coast, nice and hot. Very exciting.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I've loved it.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.